How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to DiamondTrail Ranch. So one of the things on social media sometimes I think they get wrong about homesteading is people only show the peaceful moments. They show the sunsets, the baby ducks, the slow music, that calm pond. What they don't show you is the absolute chaos of female ducks losing their minds at 6:30 in the morning. It's a very real thing. Literally just because they saw a leaf move. Don't get me wrong, we absolutely love our ducks here at DiamondTrail Ranch. I honestly think, ducks are one of the best homestead animals you can own in 2026. But I'm going to tell you right now, female ducks are loud. And they're probably, I honestly think, a lot of new homesteaders get surprised by that. People think that, roosters are the loudest animals. Hens are super loud too. But I'm going to be straightforward with you. Female ducks are the absolute loudest. I don't want to get too close to them, but I'll show you for a minute. They are loud, loud, loud. Okay. Female ducks can out yell anything on a small property. Absolutely anything. I'm not going to spend the whole time letting you hear ducks scream, but I'm going to show you here for a second. I'm walking over there. By the way, did you see the sheer amount of eggs in there? That's just from today. If one duck gets excited, all of them get excited. And suddenly the whole flock sounds like they're holding an emergency town hall meeting. It's pretty funny. So for anybody that's new to ducks, male ducks, drakes is what they're called. They actually have a softer, raspy voice. Almost like they lost their voice, honestly. Female ducks, you can probably still hear them. I don't know if it's tuning it out here. But that classic loud quack that you come to love with ducks, the word duck, it's pretty synonymous with ducks, is that quack. That's females, that's the girls, okay? Once you learn the difference, you can identify them instantly. We can literally hear our ducks from across the property. You can hear the ducks across the street here, out on the trail over there, out at the baseball fields. And then Indy, of course, he's pretty loud too, but he's only, once in a blue moon kind of. Blue moon, I mean more like probably 5 times a day, to be honest, over here. If you're feeding the ducks, water gets refreshed, they want treats, they lay eggs, they get startled, they see us outside, they hear another duck. They absolutely hear anything. If they hear anything, nothing at all, man, them ducks go nuts. I think ducks are probably some of the funniest animals on the homestead. We actually have a couple Muscovies that still hang out in the front of the property. They lay an egg here and there. It is what it is. They're not, I wouldn't write home about Muscovy ducks though, but as far as humor, the Muscovies are pretty funny though. They kind of flare up and waggle up, they waggle their whole body, wiggle, and get super excited when they see you. Chickens act pretty serious regardless of what's going on. Especially the hens, man, they get real broody, and roosters are working. Goats act dramatic. That's just par for the course. Goats are gonna goat, right? Am I right? I mean, ducks act like absolute chaos. They are, they call them, what is it? Ducks are the gaggle, right? You've heard the term a gaggle? There's a reason for that. They run everywhere. We let them free range too. We just have them in the pen right now. I collect eggs for the day. Usually I'm gonna actually start having one of the kiddos help me collect the duck eggs every day. It's going to be an awesome chore, I think. Let me know in the comment section below if you think that's a good idea. I think that helps greatly with the kids to help outside with this stuff. But ducks, you let them out, man, they scream constantly. They throw water everywhere. They are a hot mess. They turn mud into more mud. They really do. And somehow they still become one of your favorite animals. Duck eggs are glorious too. They're great for baking. They have higher protein. The nutrition all around is just better. They do have higher cholesterol though, so if you're watching that, keep that in mind. Then chicken eggs, okay? Obviously quail small. If you live in an HOA or you have close neighbors, be mindful. If you have an HOA, I wouldn't even get a duck, honestly, at all. I wouldn't get one. I wouldn't get more than, I wouldn't get just one regardless of where you are, obviously. But that should speak for itself. But if you live in an HOA, check with your HOA first, because who knows, somebody might surprise me in the comments and say you're allowed to have them. I don't know, I doubt it in Florida, but if you have neighbors, be mindful, feed the animals early so they're not screaming all day, because like I said, they generally, if you feed the ducks earlier, they're not quite as chaotic throughout the day. But I would say understand that ducks are not silent animals regardless throughout the day, okay? Especially if you female Pekings, those are the white ones you see. You saw them earlier in the video. I didn't want to sit here and hang out on top of the ducks for the video because they had just been screaming the whole time. That's just how female ducks are. So I want you to be able to hear what I'm saying. You know, your khaki Campbells, which we have in there, your Welsh Harlequins, a lot of those laying breeds are vocal. I mean, think about it too. If you're going to lay an egg, it's you guys have heard the hen song, right? Holy cow, it's loud. They get vocal, right? Female ducks, well, they're going to talk all day long, especially if even if they get bored, let alone excited, but even if they're bored, okay? So if you're considering ducks in 2026, that's something you really need to think about, honestly, is the pure sound, honestly. The Muscovies, again, like I said, they're actually pretty quiet. I'm going to be honest with you, they're quiet. Very much so compared to, like I said, the Pekings, Campbells, Harlequins, those other, the more laying breeds, because like I said earlier, our Muscovy shoot, they probably lay, what, an egg a week, maybe? Not even. Yeah, probably so. Probably like an egg a week, maybe 2 eggs a week. We only have 2 up there. They hang out in the front of the property. They like to sit in the side garden, but that's a whole nother thing. They do their own thing. Anyway, back to, ducks are, bottom line, they are incredible, I will say, for homesteads, especially if you have a family. They're great for beginning homesteaders. They're pretty self-sufficient. You guys, I have so many videos on why ducks are amazing for homesteads. Go check them out, especially if you're just getting into it. They're an absolute amazing first buy. If you're just getting into this, you just got some land, I highly suggest getting a few ducks. Get a handful of ducks. They are worth it. You can get some chickens and ducks. You can even integrate them a lot of times. Just be careful, be mindful. If you have a drake, which is a male duck, and they're intermingling, I would separate them. They can be together, but the male drake, you might run into issues with that with your hens. They can actually kill your hens. So I've heard mixed stories. We haven't run into that, but and ours are free range, but I have heard of that is the case. There's biology behind that, obviously. So anyway, I think ducks are underrated compared to chickens in many ways. Duck eggs are fantastic, the rich nutrients, the big yolks. Some people who can't actually tolerate chicken eggs do better with duck eggs. Vice versa, friends. We know people that are actually allergic to, I guess, some enzymes within the duck egg, so might be mindful of that too. I hear you, rooster. So see, people think that, oh, roosters are so loud. He'll probably do that a handful of times in the day. Ducks, female ducks are non-stop, man. Duck eggs sell really well in a lot of areas. All right, you're gonna make me out to be a fool and do that the whole time I'm talking? There's great pest control. They're actually better pest control, ducks are, than chickens. Here comes Arnold, our pig. Here's Mitzi. Hi, Mitzi girl, and Storm. That's our Augie and our Corgi. The Corgi is a rescue, believe it or not. Pretty cool, right? I know I sidetrack a lot on this channel. Welcome to Homestead Vlogging, right? Ducks are great for bugs, slugs, beetles, palmetto bugs, if you live in Florida, man. Little creepy crawlies. You got various spiders, which can help you with the fly problem, but that's a whole nother, ducks are always searching for food. Unlike chickens, ducks usually do a little less scratching, in my opinion, much so less scratching than your chickens. And I honestly think ducks will do far less damage to your gardens if you are a gardener. Ducks will not mess as much with your garden as chickens will. Chickens will outright just, man, I put compost down around my bananas. Oh, Arnold, look at him. He always comes over. He acts like a dog. I love Arnold. He's so cool. He's our pig, our newest pig anyway. I know, big boy. He thinks he's one of the dogs. Anyway, Ducks will turn any wet area into mud pits, and that is 110% true. Ain't nobody going to sugarcoat that. It's just par for the course. If ducks have access to water, they're going to create chaos. They don't politely drink water. They throw parties in it. If you fill clean water, 5 minutes later, it looks like swamp soup. And that's for real. That's just duck ownership, okay? And pigs, man. If you have pigs too, like this big, beautiful boy, great big, beautiful boy, he's awesome. Big mess, right? Ducks have a big personality. Some are shy, some are loud, some follow you around constantly. Like I said, our Muscovies are hilarious in my opinion. Some scream if you walk away. Oh yeah. You know, once you own a duck for a while, you start realizing they all have different personalities in general. They really bring life to the homestead. I know that kind of sounds cheesy. You walk outside in the morning, you hear the ducks talking, and usually I'm like, take it for granted. I'm like, be quiet, you know, but feed them early, and you know, otherwise they scream all day, you know, but they really bring life. So the roosters, here he goes. What was that, number 5 since I've been making this? You know, you see the babies following the moms. It just makes properties feel alive, you know. And in a world that just constantly feels more stressful every year, I think that matters a lot. I think there's something really peaceful, you know, about stepping outside and caring for animals. Might even help reduce some of your, you know, whatever you have going on mental health wise. It's great. You know, it gets you away from that doom scrolling, not watching the news constantly. You're just getting that real life backyard, you know, real food, real responsibility. Our ducks have brought a lot of joy to our homestead. Now, am I going to recommend ducks to everybody? No, honestly, no. If you hate messes, don't get a duck. There's a lot of bougie homesteaders out there, especially on YouTube, man. They think they're going to, oh man, are there some bougie homesteaders, or they call themselves homesteaders. I'm like, man, you know, where they wear the clean Carhartt and the clean, pristine trucks, those kind of, you guys are seeing them. Don't get ducks, okay? If you want entertaining animals, great egg layers, and some good pest control, ducks are incredible. Their personalities, I can't say that enough. But female ducks specifically, what this video is about, they're the loudest animal, hands down, on the homestead. Guys, we have, you know, horse, donkey, chickens, pigs, goats, mini zebu. She gets loud only when she's hungry. You know, we have rabbits, you know, dogs. Half the time I walk outside, the ducks act like they've been gone for 10 years, you know. You've probably heard that about dogs too, but you know, ducks will let you know, man. I think that's just walking outside is why people really, you know, connect with these homesteading channels. It's real life. It's not perfection. It's not polished TV nonsense. We don't do that here, you know. It's very go-go vlog style, I'll say, just so you can see how it really is. Like I said, there's no bougie craziness here. That's what we try to show here at DiamondTrail Ranch. Just normal life, you know, God willing, blessed. Testimony speaks for itself. So let me know in the comments, you know, what's the loudest animal in your homestead? Do you have peacocks? Because those are funny. Guinea fowl, maybe. Goats, roosters. How many chickens do you guys have? I know we got some commenters. Shout out to Jenny, who comments here all the time. Really cool, awesome supporter. How many chickens do you guys have? Do you have any ducks? You know, we do gardening, fruit trees, preparedness, homestead projects, real life, day to day, on our little piece of land. We appreciate every single one of you guys checking in. God bless all of you, and we will see you in the next one.